Hi guys! Welcome back to my Solamente Skin YouTube channel. My name is Nicole. I love all things skincare, hair care, makeup, and I want to talk about it. I know that I had taken a quite substantial break from my last video, had some life changes, I moved, so that's why, I'm still kind of getting adjusted, but I promise I will not take that long of a break again. So I definitely am excited to make a lot more content. So if you're into beauty content, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And without further ado, let's just get into it. Today we are talking about Bonne Bell Cosmetics and the absolute chokehold that this beauty company had on American teens in the 20th century. Seriously, for decades you could not enter a drugstore or open up a magazine without seeing advertisements for Bonne Bell and lip smackers just everywhere. Until one day in 2015, a day that will live in infamy, they decided to pack it up and call it a day. But how could this happen? How could this beauty company that had touched the lives of so many young people just go away? Well, in order to answer that question, we have to go back to the very beginning and peel back the layers of its brand identity. According to the Bonne Bell Company FAQ accessed via the Wayback Machine, the Bonne Bell Company is the story of a man who had a dream and the courage to pursue it and make it a reality. It is the story of Jesse G. Bell, or J.G. Bell, a man determined to make a success out of the business he founded. On an April night in 1916, J.G. Bell, a young Kansas salesman, discovered the name Bonne Bell while reading the Saturday Evening Post. Bonne Bell is the heroine of Emerson Huff's novel, The Man Next Door. J.G. Bell and his wife, Mame, grew to love the character, so when a daughter was born to them, it was natural that they called her... Is it Bonnie or Bon? It sounds French. While working as a salesman for a Kansas City cosmetics company, J.G. Bell decided that this was the type of business that he wanted to start. In 1927, at the age of 37, he moved his family of 5 to Cleveland, Ohio to start the Bonne Bell Company. J.G.'s first factory was the basement of his rented home. He made a few makeup items on a hot plate and sold them door to door. He would ask customers, "Are you interested in a package or a product?" This disarming approach won over a loyal following and overcame the objection of buying face powder in a brown paper bag. Now, I don't know if I've just lived through 9/11 and, the anthrax crazy stuff that happened in the 2000s, but that is so trusting to buy some loose powder from a man selling it in a brown paper bag. I mean, that's just wild. In 1933, J.G. Bell purchased the formula for what became known as 1006 from a Cleveland research chemist who compounded it for a dermatologist. This would be the product that initially put the teeny tiny family-operated Bonne Bell Company on the map. The initial success of Bonne Bell coincided with the rise of the teenager. According to the Digital Public Library of America, the term teenager was introduced to the American public in the 1940s as a moniker coined by advertising executives looking to sell their products to a new audience. The concept of a distinct youth culture had begun to develop in the 1920s, but throughout the Great Depression and World War II, young Americans were expected to put aside any frivolous activities or unnecessary spending for the sake of the nation's well-being. The 1950s were marked by the emergence of a distinct teen culture. Seeking to distance themselves from the culture of their parents, teenagers turned to rock and roll music and youth-oriented television programs and movies, all packaged for them through new marketing strategies targeting their demographic. According to glam.com writer Robin Song, who, by the way, shout out to Robin Song, who I will be quoting a lot for the rest of this video would not have been possible without you. By the 1960s, Bonne Bell Cosmetics began marketing its products to teenagers, with early products reflecting the desires and beauty standards of American adolescents at the time. First and foremost, a clear, pimple-free complexion. So naturally, Bonne Bell focused on selling their signature aforementioned 1006 skincare system, an acne-fighting skincare set consisting of a facial cleanser, a toner, and an astringent, promoted by stars like Sybil Shepherd in magazine ads of the era. Of course, these magazines would boast a hippie-style typeface and vernacular that the parents of the era just didn't understand. And in fact, you can still buy these products as Formula 1006, a company run by the original founders' great-granddaughters, Hadley and Peyton Bell. What the f*** was that? In the 1970s, Bonne Bell wanted to produce a product for serious lady skiers at the time, launching Serious Ski Lipstick, a medicated SPF-infused lipstick that promised to prevent chapped lips while on the slope without compromising on femininity. I mean, that absolutely sounds like something a lot of us would buy today, except I would never ski. The success of Serious Ski Lipstick was just the beginning of their makeup skincare fusion products. Other popular releases included medicated makeup, similar to Neutrogena or Clinique's acne-fighting foundations of today. Well, similar in spirit, not similar in execution. I tried to find what made up the medicated part of this makeup and was pointed in the direction of hexachlorophene, an antiseptic, antibacterial compound found in many cosmetics and hygiene products of the time. This included products such as tooth powder and just ointments. I'm guessing for makeup and skincare, this would be found in early iterations of anti-acne oily skin products, and this compound would later be recalled by the FDA in 1972. Oops. In 1973, the company launched an eyeshadow palette called Happy Blues, which was a trio of pastel blue eyeshadows. Cute. It was that same year that Bonne Bell launched the product that made them a household name, Lip Smackers. Promoted as the world's first flavored lip balm, the original Lip Smackers lineup included strawberry, lemon, and green apple. The same year, collaborations with sodas like Dr. Pepper went to market, holiday collections followed, and by 1976, the original 3 grew to 33 Lip Smackers flavors. In 1979, Bonne Bell unveiled their perfume, Skin Musk, the Bonne Bell fragrance for outdoor girls. I'm not even really sure what that's supposed to mean. Perhaps at the height of second wave feminism, there was a market for young girls who wanted to appear less threatening to boys. I don't know, just a guess. You know, a guy's girl, a girl who can hang, a girl who can go outside. Maybe the 1970s version of a pick-me? I don't know. I feel musk was like all the rage in the 70s as like a scent base. And by the 1980s, business was booming. American teens were buying the 1006 cleansers by the pint for $3.95.
Do you like your skin? If you don't, try 1006 lotion by Bonne Bell.
And stocking up on Bonne Bell's back-to-school makeup palettes and lash light mascaras like school supplies. They even unveiled a product that looked like it could have been launched in recent years. It was called Good Natured Gel, a transparent, natural-looking blush that gives you a very healthy-looking glow and flush. Also, if I'm missing any of your favorites from like the 70s, 80s, 90s, and today, please let me know in the comments, because I feel like there were just so many products that they had that were just so fun and so cute. And I was born in 1992, so I don't remember all of them, but I bet there's just so many that I don't know of. With the success of Lip Smackers, Bonne Bell continued to concentrate on the lip gloss sector, introducing dozens of launches alongside Lip Smackers throughout the 1990s and 2000s. The company's 2000-era Lip Flip series, for example, capitalized on Y2K trends with a flip phone-like mechanism that revealed a slim tube of fruity lip balm. I had that. It was amazing. Honestly, that one was revolutionary. I loved the lip flip. I definitely had those. Other popular products included Sponge Cake, Lip Brush, Clip and Go, Honey Kiss, And that sour one, there was a sour one in neon tubing that was just, honestly, I can't even begin to explain how much Bonne Bell lip products that I probably ate as a child. They didn't really absorb on your lips, they kind of just sat there. And they tasted really good, especially if you were a kid. Like, a lot of the frosting scented lip glosses kind of tasted like frosting. I think my diet was like 10% lip smackers at one point. But yeah, I really loved eating that sour one. However, Bonne Bell sales began to dip in the early 2000s, citing the quote-unquote fickle youthful consumers as the cause. If you look at the makeup choices in drugstores today, Maybelline, Wet n Wild, Revlon, CoverGirl, Almay, L'Oreal, they were also fighting for the attention of young consumers and were simply just out competing Bonne Bell. Hence why you still see them today. Regardless, Bonne Bell made the decision to expand internationally, entering the Asian cosmetic market in 2009. The following year, Bonne Bell leadership announced another move. Bonne Bell Cosmetics and Lip Smackers would now be known as Aspire brands. Shortly after, they struck up a partnership with Disney and celebrated its 40th birthday. Everything seemed business as usual for Lip Smackers by the early 2010s. In 2015, beauty lovers from all walks of life broke out in a cold sweat upon hearing the news of Bonne Bell. She's right, I did break out in a cold sweat. I was distraught. The company announced that Bonne Bell Company and Lip Smackers were being sold to Markwins International Corporation, a cosmetics industry leader based in California that had already owned brands such as Wet n Wild and Physicians Formula. As a result of the sale, Bonne Bell's Ohio-based operations, including its manufacturing and distribution divisions, would also shutter for good. So the article points to the 2014 Kylie Jenner lip kit launch as a shift in consumer preferences and beauty standards. Think of the popularization of lip filler, overlining your lips, lip plumping kits, and the like. When I think of the spirit of Bonne Bell, I think of young prepubescent girls going to the drugstore with their chore money or their birthday money and buying chapsticks that taste like their favorite soda. It was the stuff that parents felt comfortable buying for their young children. It wasn't fully makeup. It wasn't too mature or provocative. They were very youthful products. I think since the height of Bonne Bell, especially what I feel like is the height in the 90s and 2000s, but maybe that's just because I was alive, and when I'm alive, that's when things are the most important. But I feel like the window of time for teenage girls to be exactly that, just plain teenage girls, is kind of shrinking. I've joked for a while that it's kind of unfair that a lot of teenage girls are skipping that really ugly, awkward phase that a lot of teenagers in general just have. Just more generally, I feel like adolescence today is just quite different than the adolescence of the 20th century. Why is that so hard? Adolescent culture is largely rooted in being the most current, not bogged down by the old ways of thinking exhibited by their parents, and instead setting examples for the next generation. In this particular context, we have a lot more info about the things that skincare and makeup can do, and teens today have a higher standard for cosmetics in terms of quality and company practices. There's a lot of major cosmetic companies that have a much more refined approach to marketing to today's teenagers. They're able to capture that youthful playfulness without any infantilizing undertones. They treat teenage consumers as well-researched individuals who have spending power as well as a lot of choices, which I think has proven to be a successful marketing strategy with the rise of Milk, Kosas, Elf, and other, beauty companies of today. Bonne Bell to me was like a training bra before I got actual boobs. I'm not going to need it for forever, but it's kind of like trying on the trappings of womanhood or adulthood before you get to the real thing. It seems like Bonne Bell wasn't really interested in creating products for older consumers or even adapting their existing product line. What are you doing? Or adapting their existing product line to the newer preferences of teenage girls today. Instead, standing firm in appealing to an adolescence of the 20th century. Got it that time. And nostalgia can be a very powerful thing. Even in researching for this video, I had visceral reactions to seeing all the products that I used to either have or badly want. I mean, I even got a little hungry. But even if Bonne Bell was still in drugstores today like it used to be, would I spend my money on it? No. Would I want to put it on my face? You know, probably not. There are simply too many products out there that actually fit the needs of their users. Products for sensitive skin, products with a myriad of skincare benefits like hyaluronic acid, shea butters, and retinol. Products from companies with impressive sustainability reports. Products that take clean beauty standards very seriously. Products that plump, tint, etc., all while having that sweet tasting component that originally drew in customers in the first place. But you know what? I think that it's by design that most of us have moved on from Bonne Bell and lip smackers. I'm just too old. A lot of us are just too old, and I have to hand it to them. They have absolutely remained true to the image that they set out to cultivate in the beginnings of their lip smacker era. If you scroll through the Lip Smackers website, you'll find exactly the type of products that spoke to us when we were young, though instead of partnering with Starburst and Skittles, they've partnered with Disney and Frozen. In an oversaturated market of beauty products, Lip Smackers has remained what it always has been, a manufacturer of non-intimidating, fun chapsticks and glosses for kids. Though Bonne Bell is no longer, Lip Smackers is always going to be there for the little girl or little boy who isn't quite ready for lip plumper and retinol, much like it was there for their parents and grandparents. I have this distinct memory of going to this meet and greet at a mall with my cousin to meet a boy band. They were called Dream Street. I don't know if any of you remember Dream Street from like 2001. I remember all of us in line waiting for our turn to, meet them, get their autographs, and we were all, adjusting our butterfly hair clips and applying our Bath and Body Works body glitter, and of course our lip smackers, lip gloss, and lip balms and stuff. We were at this age where we were not allowed to have actual makeup yet. We weren't old enough, but what we could have was lip gloss. And Bonne Bell lip smackers always made sure that the younger girls could have their lip gloss. At a time where puberty was raging and our hormones were surging and fluctuating and we felt like super ugly, we could have this like one little thing that made us feel kind of pretty. So RIP Bonne Bell, you will absolutely be missed, and you were a cultural phenomenon. And I think, Bonne Bell really took teenage girls very seriously and gave them what they felt that they needed. And that's pretty much all I have for Bonne Bell for you today. If you have made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for being patient and sticking it out with me, as I'm very rusty. I don't know if you can tell, I feel very rusty at doing all this, but hoping to get back into the swing of things. And that's it. I have ran out of to say, so I will see you again soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, because again, I will not keep you waiting as long as I have. I mean, I think it was like 6 months. That's just unforgivable, Nicole. Come on. Anyways, I'll see you next time.